Welcome to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. And now, it's time for our story. Once upon a time, there was an Africanized honeybee named Margaret. Margaret, the Africanized honeybee, lived in a large garden full of flowers with her family of Africanized honeybees inside of a hive up in a tree. But Margaret was different from the other Africanized honeybees. Her family of bees were known to be always on high alert and very suspicious of everything, meaning they didn't trust any other creature or human around them. They always wanted to defend their hive so much that everything that came around their beehive, even if it was far away, it became a threat to them. So they would always swarm and attack with their stingers anything that they thought was coming to try to get all of them. And they were always suspicious that something was going to come after their beehive and destroy it for some reason. On one sunny afternoon, a curious cat was walking around some fences and trees near the garden. The cat was having a great time exploring when it got a bit close to the hive. The bees noticed the cat and started to buzz with suspicion. "Look at that cat. It's coming toward us. What if it tries to jump into our hive and take all of our honey?" One of the bees said to all the other bees, eyes wide with fear.
"We must defend our home. Let's chase it away,"
another bee shouted. All of the Africanized honeybees began to swarm and gather, preparing for an attack. But Margaret, the Africanized honeybee, quickly flew in front of them before they got out, buzzing loudly to get their attention. "Wait! Please, listen to me right now," Margaret said. "That cat is just exploring, and it's not trying to harm us at all. It doesn't even know we're here. Cats usually hunt mice and small creatures, not bees. We don't have to be afraid of it." But the other bees were too frightened already, and ignoring Margaret, they all flew towards the cat, buzzing loudly. One of the bees in the swarm yelled as they were going toward the cat,
"Defend our hive."
The poor cat saw the swarm coming and ran away as fast as it could, with the swarm chasing it away. Margaret, the Africanized honeybee, just looked on, helpless. She thought to herself how she could convince the other bees not to get so scared and defensive over everything. On another day, a dog was wandering near a grassy field by the garden, sniffing around and enjoying nature. It got comfortable and lied on the ground, facing the direction of the hive. But it was still very far away from the hive, and the dog wasn't paying any attention to the bees. One of the bees in the hive looked out and saw the dog lying on the ground. But since it was facing towards the direction of the beehive, it got scared. Then the other bees noticed the dog, and they all began to buzz angrily.
"That dog is looking our way. What if it charges at us? What if it tries to climb up this tree and knock our beehive down?"
one of the bees said anxiously. Another bee responded, Yeah, there is a chance, even a little chance, that dog will want to run all the way over here and somehow jump up very high to get close to our hive. And there is a chance that the dog won't run here at all, and that the dog most likely can't even jump high enough to get close to our hive if it wanted to. But, we should definitely scare it off before it gets any ideas, right? And the other Africanized honeybees agreed. And so the bees buzzed louder and louder, preparing to attack the innocent dog. Once again, Margaret, the Africanized honeybee, tried to stop them from harming an innocent animal. "Wait, the dog is just minding its own business," Margaret, the Africanized honeybee said. It's not going to hurt us. It's just sleeping, and it's really far away." But the other bees wouldn't listen. They got so anxious, and they started swarming towards the dog. And as the swarm was getting close to the dog got up and yelped in surprise and ran away, not even understanding why the bees were so angry in the first place. And the swarm of Africanized honeybees chased the dog as far as they could. Margaret the Africanized honeybee felt sad. She wished her fellow bees would understand that not every creature was a threat, and not every creature was trying to harm them or climb up a tree and take their honey. She didn't like seeing innocent animals being scared away. On one warm afternoon, the human who came by the garden to take care of all the plants was walking along the path far away from the hive. The human was enjoying the sunshine and picking wildflowers along the path. One of the bees looked out of the hive in that same direction of the path and saw the human. Then the other bees noticed the human, and they all began to buzz angrily.
"Look at that human. What if it runs towards our hive and wants to break our hive open?"
buzzed one of the bees.
"Yeah, we should chase the human away before they get any closer,"
another bee added. And so the swarm began to gather again, ready to launch another attack. But Margaret the Africanized honeybee flew in front of them, blocking their path. Wait! The human is really far away from us and isn't coming towards us. The human is just enjoying the flowers over there, can't you see? Margaret pleaded. There's no need to attack. The other bees paused as they considered Margaret's words. And Margaret continued to plead to them. And remember, we bees depend on the flowers and plants in this garden. If we keep chasing away every animal, and also every human, they'll start to avoid the flowers in their garden, and our beautiful flowers might not get enough care and attention from them. And if the flowers don't get any care, we won't have any pollen or nectar to go to. Let's give that human a chance to go away on their own. The other bees buzzed quietly, this time thinking really hard about what Margaret said. And they all watched as the human stopped in their steps, and they looked up at the hive and realized that there were bees nearby. And the human started to walk away calmly. And as the bees watched the human walk away, they started to relax a little, and they started to stop gathering into a swarm, and they all decided to give Margaret's idea a chance. A few days later, after all the bees were a little more calm, they noticed that the human was taking care of the flowers that they went to for their pollen and nectar. And all the bees looked at Margaret the Africanized honeybee, and they knew that she was right. One of the bees said to Margaret,
"Hey, Margaret, you know what? You were right about that human. They're taking care of our flowers, so it was a good call to not attack them. But if it's another human that we've never seen before, I'm not sure how long you can hold us back, just to let you know."
And Margaret replied, "Well, thanks. And sure, if we see a human that we don't recognize getting closer to our hive, I'm pretty sure I can't stop any of you, but I'm glad you listened to me this time. Thanks for listening to me and not attacking the human that takes care of all the flowers in this garden." From that day on, the bees trusted Margaret's judgment even more. They still defended their hive whenever it was necessary, but they also learned to be a little bit more understanding and less quick to attack other creatures and humans that came near their hive, even if they were far away from the hive. And Margaret showed them that not every creature or human was a threat, and she also showed them that sometimes giving others a chance was the best way to keep peace in their beautiful garden. And the Africanized honeybee lived happily ever after. The end. The Africanized honeybee is also known as the Africanized bee and also the killer bee, and is a hybrid of European honeybees, which are more docile and calm, with southern African bees, which are more aggressive. The Africanized honeybee is known to be an invasive species that affects the habitat of other animals and the environment. The Africanized honeybee is a little smaller than regular honeybees and can be hard to tell the difference between the two. They are yellow and have black stripes and fuzzy bodies. Africanized honeybees are very protective of their hives and can be very aggressive to other honeybees. Africanized honeybees can chase people or animals that come too close to their hive, and sometimes they can chase humans or animals for more than a quarter of a mile. The Africanized honeybee also attacks in swarms. That means a lot of killer bees defending their hives and attacking whatever they feel are a threat. The Africanized honeybee can build their hives in trees, walls, under rocks, even in empty containers. The Africanized honeybee lives in warm climates and can be found in parts of North, Central, and even South America, especially in the United States, in Texas, and California. Like all bees, the Africanized honeybee helps pollinate flowers and plants, which is really important for growing fruits and vegetables. The Africanized honeybee makes honey like any other honeybee. Africanized honeybees are very dangerous and should be avoided at all times because they swarm anything that threatens them and stings them. The difference is Africanized honeybees attack in swarms. So if you're stung by an Africanized honeybee, it'll be the same as a sting from a common European honeybee. Except when stung by an Africanized honeybee, the danger isn't being stung by one bee, the danger is being stung by many bees. This is why the Africanized honeybee is also called the killer bee, because when many Africanized honeybees sting, it can be fatal and can take the life of an animal or even a person. The Africanized honeybee is descended from hives that were operated by a biologist named Warwick E. Kerr, who bred the honeybees from Europe and bees from southern Africa. He was trying to breed a strain of bees that would produce more honey in warmer environments than the European honeybee. The hybrid bees were set aside because of their defensive nature, but an accident happened while working with the bees, and 26 different swarms were released. After this accidental release, the Africanized honeybee swarms spread out, with the descendants of those colonies spreading throughout North America, Central America, and South America. Have you seen a real-life Africanized honeybee before? If you have, where did you see it? Thanks for listening to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. Until next time, bye! If your child loves imaginative stories, I'd love to share my picture book, What Else Should I Eat? It's about a girl who's hungry and goes on a whimsical journey through a magical land of food, trying different kinds of food and exploring how they look, taste, feel, and smell. It's a fun way to show kids that eating different kinds of food can be exciting. The book is perfect for ages 3 to 6, and older kids enjoy it too. You can find What Else Should I Eat on Amazon and other online bookstores. Find all the details in the show notes.